Modern materials, new construction methods, and an advanced look. In 1967, this car looked like something from the future. The Bayer K67 prototype played a decisive role in the manufacture of the following generations of mass-produced cars. A long hood with twin headlamps and a short trunk, and the whole thing packaged in a striking signal color. That was standard for sports cars in the late 1960s. But the Bayer K67 was never meant to compete with Porsche or Alfa Romeo. It was a pointer to the use of plastics in car design. The chemicals giant Bayer is based in Leverkusen between Düsseldorf and Cologne. Along with medicines and pesticides, it makes quality plastics. Bayer's Peter Neuwald says polyurethane was invented here in Leverkusen more than 75 years ago. It took a long time, though, before people realized what they could use this new material for. Bayer was in charge of project management when this car was developed. It took on the marketing, too, and presented the car at the Hanover Trade Fair in 1967, which explains the name. What's really special, even the chassis is a polyurethane sandwich case without any metal reinforcement at all. There were plastic cars previously, but they had a frame of steel tubing. The K67 was stable enough without that. This contemporary footage shows the material undergoing stress testing. No changes after 6 million repetitions. The continuous testing proved how stable the fiberglass reinforced plastic chassis was. This advanced technology needed to be packaged attractively. That was important for the makers of the K67. The look of the car was down to Hans Gugelow, a professor of design who had already made a name for himself with other projects. He had designed an overhead railway for the city of Hamburg. He didn't live to see the production of the car he designed. He died in 1965. Even though it was a prototype, Gugelow's creation looks like a properly developed mass-produced sports car, from the long hood to the sharp trunk with its perpendicular rear. The round rear lights were provided by the company that delivered the mechanical side of the car. With its know-how in plastics, Bayer was able to build a car chassis and the other parts of the shell. But the company turned to BMW for the other technology needed in car making. The first test drives of the naked chassis with engine and undercarriage took place in 1965, and they took place on public roads, despite the fact that most of the body of the car had not been built yet. But the test car mastered it all, even the steep bends on an old section of West Berlin's racetrack, the Avus. Hans-Peter Neuwald is a little more gentle with the K67 now. The Gugelow designed car is even more striking today than it was almost 50 years ago. BMW proved to be the ideal partner to manufacture a sports car. Bayer's Hans-Peter Neuwald says he's certain that the company discussed the project with many other car makers. But they managed to convince BMW because the concept suited the BMW's company strategy, and because BMW had the necessary know-how and resources. The 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with 2 twin carburetors were also used in BMW's 2000 Ti sedan. The gears and axles came from Munich too. But Bayer is registered as the maker of the K67. The interior of this sports coupe is plain, but innovative. Neuwald says the interior contained the first injection molded dashboard. Back then, the cockpit of a car was still hard and solid. Bayer demonstrated how you could design the interior to be attractive, more convenient, and above all, safer. The K67 heralded a new field of business for Bayer. The company has been working closely with the automobile industry for the past half-century. It's developed and produced parts made of different plastics for manufacturers around the world. But the K67 also demonstrated that a car made entirely of plastic made little sense. The K67 is very important for Bayer. It helped us reach the conclusion that the optimal combination of technology and different materials is the best way to approach things. Nowadays, about 50% of a car is made of plastics, and that's set to rise. The K67 demonstrated 50 years ago how plastics could be used in car making. This car is the only remaining prototype.